Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. The Canadian press reports that the ongoing Iran war is poised to drive up the cost of thousands of everyday products derived from petroleum, extending beyond gasoline to items like clothing, toys, and even crayons. Manufacturers, particularly in sectors such as plush toys and footwear, are already experiencing significant increases in material costs, with some reporting a 10% to 15% rise in inputs like polyester and acrylic fibers due to constrained oil shipments from the Middle East. Experts indicate that petrochemicals refined from crude oil are foundational to over 6,000 consumer products, meaning widespread price hikes are anticipated if oil prices remain above $90 per barrel. Industries like apparel and footwear, where petroleum-based materials constitute a substantial portion of production costs, are projecting consumer price increases of 1.5% to 3% for shoes and 10 to 15 cents more per garment by late 2026 or early 2027. Businesses, including those producing wound care items, are seeking ways to absorb or offset these rising expenses, though many expect to pass costs on to consumers. There is also uncertainty whether raw material prices will return to pre-war levels even after the conflict concludes. CBC reports that Instagram is currently testing a premium Instagram Plus subscription. For a monthly fee, users would gain access to features such as extending the lifespan of their story posts, spotlighting stories to appear prominently in followers' feeds, and viewing how many people have rewatched their stories. Subscribers could also view other user stories in secret and create multiple friend lists for tailored story sharing. This initiative is part of a broader industry trend where social media platforms introduce paid tiers, often while degrading free services. Financial planner Hannah Horvath notes companies prioritize higher-income consumers willing to pay premium prices, despite widespread subscription fatigue. University of Toronto expert Brett Carraway suggests these plus features might appeal to hyper-engaged users, but could also carry risks like fostering lateral surveillance or creating negative perceptions among non-paying users. As seen with Twitter's paid verification, this shift reflects platforms' efforts to balance user satisfaction, advertiser demands, and revenue growth. Prime Minister Mark Carney has officially welcomed the appointment of Annette as Canada's new Parliamentary Budget Officer, an appointment effective April 22, 2026. Ms. Ryan brings a wealth of experience to the role, with over 30 years in economic analysis, fiscal policy, taxation, and public finance across various government levels in Canada. Her most recent position was Deputy Director, Partnerships, Policy and Analysis, and Chief Financial Officer at the Financial Transactions and Reports Analysis Centre of Canada, Fintrac Izidnitz. In her capacity as Parliamentary Budget Officer, Ms. Ryan will be responsible for providing independent, nonpartisan analysis of Canada's finances, government estimates, and economic trends to parliamentarians. Her work is intended to enhance parliamentary debate and promote greater transparency and accountability in budgetary matters. The Prime Minister also extended his thanks to Jason Jacques for his service as Interim Parliamentary Budget Officer. Prime Minister Carney stated, "Sound public finances depend on rigorous independent analysis. With deep experience in fiscal policy and economic analysis, Annette Ryan will help ensure parliamentarians have the information they need to hold the government accountable and safeguard Canada's public finances." This news was distributed by newswire.ca. A new report from Aerobiology Research Laboratories, featured by CBC, identifies Vancouver and Victoria as the worst places in Canada for individuals suffering from tree pollen allergies. The two British Columbia cities possess a perfect storm of conditions, including a high prevalence of allergenic trees like birch and maple, combined with mild coastal temperatures that extend the pollen season. This year, allergy season started unusually early in January and is expected to intensify. Dr. Davidicus Wong, a Burnaby family physician, notes a rise in typical hay fever symptoms, warning that increased birch and oak pollen levels could worsen conditions, potentially leading to severe asthma symptoms requiring urgent care. Experts recommend avoiding Benadryl due to drowsiness, opting for non-drowsy antihistamines like Claritin, using saline rinses, and limiting outdoor activities during peak pollen times. Meanwhile, cities in the Maritimes, such as Charlottetown, St. John, and Moncton, are considered less challenging for allergy sufferers. The report also highlights that climate change is a key factor in the overall increase and prolongation of pollen seasons across Canada over the past 3 decades. According to U.S. media outlet Axios, as reported by Fungwan Oates, OpenAI is actively promoting its new GPT 5.4 cyber artificial intelligence model to enhance government-level cyber defense systems. The company is conducting briefings for U.S. federal agencies, state governments, and members of the Five Eyes Intelligence Alliance, which includes the United States, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, and the United Kingdom. Approximately 50 federal government cyber defense practitioners and national security officials attended a recent demonstration in Washington, D.C. To gain access, government applicants must pass a rigorous Trusted Access for Cyber program review. OpenAI aims to collaborate with government entities to prioritize critical AI applications and establish cross-industry cyber threat intelligence sharing mechanisms. While competitor Anthropic also offers its Mythos preview model, OpenAI employs a dual-track strategy, a general version with strong safety limits and a specialized version with higher network permissions for vetted defense clients, including even local water companies. Agencies currently use these AI models to identify and test exploitable. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.